pick up the phone and call me, I'll be there. Girl, let me show you, you're my one and only, like I told you, I'll be there. And if you get blue, I got the loving for you, yeah, I'll be there. Your heartache, it kills me, but your loving, it thrills me, I'll be there. Whatever tomorrow may hold, I know you're the one for me, child. And when we're together, my love, you give me hope.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the All Things Good channel and to another video. How are you all? Hope you're doing really well this week and not too snowed in. Oh my goodness, what a turn of events we've had in the weather this week. Well, we certainly have here. It's the end of the week now and we've actually got about 4 or 5 inches. Let me show you just through the kitchen window. Can you see this? Oh my word. And I've obviously jinxed it because later on in this video, when it was earlier in the week, you'll see me say to Mum, so much for the snow. We're not going to get any snow. We haven't got any snow. It's lovely and bright. Ate my words now, ate my words now. But hey ho, what can you do? It's very picturesque out there actually. So I'm in white today, in keeping with the snow. This is a new hoodie actually I got from Next this week, and I've got a couple of other purchases to show you from Next later in the video as well. I've actually bought a couple of things for my summer holidays, so looking forward to that. Quite a long video this week. There is a lot to show you. A few subscribers had asked me about my hair care regime, which isn't very spectacular actually, but I have included it in this week's video. I've got some nice deliveries to show you from Amazon, picked up some nice things in Morrisons this week, and also from Beards and Daisies, and all sorts of bits and pieces to show you. So let's get into this week's video. I hope you enjoy it. Right, I'm going to show you deliveries first this week before we get into the rest of the week. And I went to Morrisons this morning, but I went with Mum, so I didn't do any food shopping. We did her food shopping, but I did pick up a few bits and pieces that I'd like to show you. The first one is, and there was only one on the shelf, and I can't remember how much it was, but I will link it down below. I bought this very nice wooden tray. What am I going to do with it, you say? I don't know, she says. But what I'm thinking I'm going to do is put it on my one of my sideboards in the lounge with a selection of candles on, because as you know, I'm a little bit obsessed with candles and I've got quite a lot of them. And I've got them currently at the moment on another grey tray on my coffee table. But it does take up quite a lot of room on there. So I'm going to separate them all and have another little candle display, I think, on my sideboard. It's super heavy, really nice quality. And as I say, there was only, oops, it's by Nutmeg, which is Morrisons' home brand, isn't it? But there was only one on the shelf. So they've either been very popular or they were only just putting them out. I don't know. And I hadn't seen them before. They weren't there last week. So that's a newbie in Morrisons. I really like that. Having done that, we'll come back to Morrisons in a minute, but just to keep on the theme of trays, what I had forgot is that earlier this week I'd ordered another one off Amazon. So this is another one. It's smaller. Again, it's wooden. But what I really liked about it is although it's wooden, it's got this wooden rope effect. And it's slightly lighter in colour, much smaller than the Morrisons. Oh, the heavy Morrisons one. But really pretty. And it came with this little accessory of a hanging rope. I can't really show you without it falling off. But I thought you could sort of drape it or something, put a nice plant on it, candles, maybe candles, I don't know. But anyway, I've gone a bit tray mad this week. So anyway, let's get back to Morrisons. And something to put on the tray, it got a candle. Would you believe it? This one is peony and suede scented candle in Morrisons. I've got a few of these, very similar to the, that's so nice. I can't even tell you. Oh, it's so nice. I can't describe it. Peony and suede. Fresh. very fresh, but not too sweet. The suede is giving it like a woody scent, and I'm a big fan of woody scents. But they've got pomegranate and they've got pear and freesia, similar sort of scents to Jo Malone. So I'm very impressed with that. I also got this that I'd never seen before by Surf, as in the washing powder pod people. Tropical Lily, which I know they do in a washing powder and pod. And that is, I think, a bit like Sephora. It's a concentrated disinfectant, cleans multiple surfaces, kills 99% of bacteria and viruses, and eliminates odour. Does it all in one little bottle. And as I say, I've never seen that before. They've got other scents of Surf as well. So I can't open it actually. Oh, I can. I'm guessing it is going to smell just like the washing powder. Yeah, it does. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Oh, that's going to be nice, especially in the kitchen. Like that. You know what you can also do with this and Sephora? You can actually wipe down your radiators with it. And when your radiators come on, the scent comes out. There's a little trick for you. Make your house smell nice and clean. We did smelling clean houses last week, didn't we? I picked up a new minky cloth, my favourite one, in grey and white, because when I cleaned Paul's house that he left, it got a bit wrecked because there was quite a lot to do. So I had to get a new one of those. I got some Dettol antibacterial surface cleansing wipes in what? Apple, lime and mint. Lime and mint. They do a pink one. I've had the pink one a few weeks now. I'm bored of that one. So I've gone for lime and mint. I also got a Dettol washing machine cleaner. Not all in one, 5-in-1. Does a multitude of things there. I can't read it because I haven't got my glasses on, but again, kills 99% of bacteria. I put one of these through my washing machine every few weeks. There's a lemon one as well, but that's like the original one. And I prefer this scent. I don't know why. I just do. And then I picked up a couple of bits from the makeup department, as it were. The first one I got was some new translucent powder. It's not translucent powder at all. It's powder, but I actually bought it in peach glow. Translucent, although it's not meant to have a colour, is it? Because it's translucent. Always looks a bit yellow on me. So I always tend to go slightly pinker and lighter, and then I build up my colour with my blusher. So this is actually in Peach Glow 003. It is by Rimmel, but I picked it up in Morrisons, and I normally go for Max Factor, and that's considerably cheaper than Max Factor, and I've had it before, so I know that's nice. And then I bought myself some cleansing wash, and I went for the Biore, or is it Biore, charcoal wash. Now, I'd had a charcoal wash in a different make before. I can't remember who it was by, but I found that my skin looked great afterwards. That was like was it Tony from not the cornflake, the Frosties advert? Great. This is great. And it is apparently good for your pores. Great for oily skin. I don't really have oily skin, but I have quite intensive moisturisers, so that's not a problem. But it's a deep pore charcoal cleanser and skin purifying, so I like the look of that. So I'll test that and I'll let you know what that's like. Hopefully nice. Then I've got a couple of other bits and pieces off Amazon. I've had this before and I've got it packed away somewhere in a holiday bag, so I wanted to pick up another one to have more to hand, like for overnight stays or weekends away. But I picked up a new pill case, a waterproof pill organizer. Again, I will link all these down below in the description box. This is off Amazon. This is in a blue colour. I don't know if they do it in another one, but very, very handy for travelling if you take lots of pills. Now, I take lots of vitamins as well as pills. I don't take that many pills, but I do have to take pills for my back, as you know. And it's got all these little individual sections that you can put all your different pills in. And at the top as well, absolutely brilliant. All these little individual compartments. You can keep everything safe. And of course, if you're going on holiday, it's absolutely superb. Not only does it keep them all safe and in one place, but it stops your tablets from going stale, do you know what I mean, or soft and squidgy. Seals up really nicely, very compact, love it. So got myself a new one of those. I also got these aren't on subscription, maybe they should be because it might be cheaper, but I get these quite regularly as and when I need them. The High Dose Insight Vitamin C, 1000 milligrams. And I was introduced to these when I had COVID 12 months ago. Wow, that's gone quick. It was last March I had COVID for the first time. Ugh, that was awful. And I was told to get these because they are super duper better than your sort of supermarket vitamin C tablets. And I think they're also vegan. I think they are. Yes, they are. And I take one of these a day. But if you're poorly, if you've got a cold or flu or COVID, you can actually take up to 3,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day because your body doesn't retain vitamin C, gets rid of it in waste. So you need more vitamin C when you're poorly. So when I had COVID, I was taking 3,000 milligrams of this every day. And people that are in hospital, if they need a super duper boost of vitamin C, hospitals will actually give you up to 15,000 milligrams of vitamin C pumped into you in one way or another. So you can't overdose on vitamin C. So if you need the extra, you can take the extra. But generally every day of the week, I take one of those. So I'm getting 1,000 milligrams a day, which is the recommended daily dose if you're fit and well. And then, which will bring me on to something you'll see a bit later in my hair care regime, I actually got some bed head shine spray brilliance super shine, which is that one. And I always put a little bit of shine spray on my hair after I've washed and styled it because it just makes it a little bit softer and a little bit easier to manage. And I've got very coarse thick hair, but I'll explain all that to you later. But I do like a shine spray, and actually I've struggled to find shine spray in any supermarket now for ages and ages. So I got this off Amazon. So those are my Amazon purchases. And then I also got this week a little present for Mom. But you know, in my hallway, I don't know whether you can see it from here, down there, I've got a lovely bunch of dried eucalyptus. I love the smell of eucalyptus, and I love it as you just come through the front door into the hallway there. It's so inviting. It's such a lovely scent. But I always buy my dried eucalyptus from a company called Beards and Daisies. You've probably heard me speak of them before. Again, I'll link the description down below for you. I've bought lots of my house plants from them. And they're so good. Their website's brilliant. It tells you what plants are suitable for what rooms. It tells you if they are pet safe or not. It tells you how to look after them if you're not very green fingered. And they also do lots of dried flowers and bouquets and stuff. So I've bought Mum some of the eucalyptus, the same as I've got in my hallway. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's just dried eucalyptus, but it does make your house smell divine. And I noticed hers the other day had dried out, so she doesn't know I've bought those. So I'm going to drop those round to her later on. And you can see some bits and pieces up here. Actually, these are a few little gifts for Paul when I see him next. And again, a present from Beards and Daisies. So I might show you that in next week's video after I've seen him and he's opened it. But I bought him a plant and a pot for his new kitchen. It's peace lily in a lovely dark blue pot, because he's kind of gone white and blue in his kitchen. So that's a little gift for him. And that's it. Those were my online deliveries this week. I've got some more things to show you later on in the video, some clothes I bought from Next. So I better perhaps try them on, hadn't I? Right, I thought it was about time I got myself back into the gym. So Sunday morning, as soon as I got up, had a quick cup of coffee and off I went. It's amazing. You don't have to do too much to start to feel great again. Yeah, so I just did 40 minutes. Thought I'd ease my way back into it. I did a 4-mile bike ride, so that's good. But on the 10 minutes on the cross trainer, and then some hip abductors and some weights for my arms. But I've forgotten how good it makes you feel just by doing a little bit of exercise, you know. And you need it, you really need it. So I'm taking it easy. If I can do that another couple of times this week, I'll be well chuffed. So yeah, time for a drink and a shower. So on Sunday afternoon, once I'd had my shower, I took Mum over to see one of my cousins, Celia. She doesn't live too far away from us, and she is one of my mum's brother's daughters. She's one of 5, and we went to visit her at her home, and we also visited little Bailey. He's so gorgeous, but unfortunately he's very old now and can no longer walk. But we had a lovely afternoon with tea and cake. Fabulous. So a few of you last week asked me what my hair care regime is, and it's really quite simple, but I've just come out of the shower, put my makeup on, so I've washed my hair this morning, so I thought I might as well show you what it is I do, what it is that I use. Now, I do have coloured hair, as most of you know. It may have a little bit of bleach left in it, possibly at the ends, but I actually only have my root coloured now every 5 to 6 weeks, and it is just a tint, but then a toner goes on the top, so that's keeping it quite blonde at the moment. And I am now going grey, and the dark that comes through is actually a dark grey. It doesn't really have any brown pigmentation anymore, but naturally when I was young I was just a very light brown with a few sort of darker red hues, if you like, through it, because my dad was a redhead, so there is a lot of red and gold going on in my hair, but I like it blonde, so I keep it blonde. However, I don't wash my hair every day. I know a lot of people do, but I don't, and that's because your hair has a lot of natural oils in it, and if you wash your hair every day, it strips those away, which will make your hair finer and thinner over time and more susceptible to breakage as well. If I go to the gym, I do wash my hair a little bit more often, but other than that, I tend to do it between 2 and 3 times a week. And I'm using a variety of products at the moment, but one shampoo that I often stick to is this. It's called September Hair, and it is for blondes. It's a bolder, blonder purple shampoo. This is available in Morrisons. I haven't seen it in any other supermarkets yet, but I think you can get it online as well. There is a conditioner to match, and I use that perhaps once, maybe twice a week. I don't use it every time I wash, because it actually puts a blue pigmentation into your hair, which is the opposite end of the colour spectrum to gold. So it takes out all the brassiness of blonde hair and makes it brighter. That's a really good one. There are other blue shampoos available, of which I've used many of them, but that's my favourite at the moment. I have used a little bit of that this morning, but I've mixed it in with a bit of Dove shampoo, so it wasn't totally purple shampoo today. And talking of Dove, one of my favourite conditioners is their Intensive Repair, and that is what I have used today. So that is for damaged hair. My hair isn't particularly damaged, but it is coloured, and it's very, very thick and coarse hair. Not as thick and coarse as it used to be in my 20s. It's much, much thinner than it used to be, but it is, I do still have quite a lot of hair as well, and it is pretty thick. So that's a really good one, Intensive Repair. However, my favourite conditioner at the moment, and I will link the description for this one and all the others down below in the description box, but this one I buy off Amazon, and it's called Nexus, and it's a salon created professional conditioner, and it comes in this very, very large container, which is 1 litre. Lasts me months and months and months and months. It's worth every penny. And did you know that your hair is made of 90% proteins? And I didn't know that until quite recently, but there you go. And this actually, I'll read it out to you. It's is a customised formula with proteins to bring your hair back to life. It has exclusive protein fusion blend with elastine protein and green caviar. Who'd have thought it? Transforms dry hair to leave it feeling nourished and moisturised, and I can't recommend it enough. It's amazing. So now that I'm all washed and conditioned, my hair has been in a towel for about 15 minutes while I've put my makeup on. So that's my idea of towel drying. I don't like to rub my hair with the towel because I don't want to damage it or cause any breakage. So I just leave it wrapped up in the towel for about 15 minutes. So when I take the towel off, still very wet, but totally towel dried, as it were. So now we get on to what I put in my hair before I dry it. So here are a few of my favourite things, as they say. This one I use relatively frequently, but it's not my favourite. This is the John Frieda Frizzies All-in-One. And it is a serum, and it's extra strength serum. And the first time I used it, I actually used a little bit too much. I used about a 10p sized amount in my palm, put it all through my hair, and it took me hours to dry my hair. There was just too much and it ended up looking greasy. So when I use that, I just know that I have to be a little bit careful with how much I use. And again, this one, probably my ultimate favourite, the Argan Oil of Morocco. This one, again, these are all supermarket bought. Again, fabulous. You get a really nice shine on your hair, but you have to be really, really careful with how much you use, especially if you've really well conditioned your hair or you've had a treatment on it, because it will make it a bit greasy if you use too much. But today I'm trying something new. So you're with me on this one. Never used it before, but this is the Naughty 97% natural Frizz Magic cruelty-free, vegan-friendly anti-frizz serum for frizzy hair. Now my hair is naturally curly. I wouldn't say it's frizzy, but it is dry. So I'm going to try that. It says use it on towel dried hair. I'm going to be a little bit cautious. Let's see. Oh, it comes out like a cream, look, as opposed to, it smells nice, as opposed to an oil. Oh, that smells lovely. So I'm just going to put it through my hands just to see how greasy it is really. That's not too bad. So I'm just going to put some of that through. I tend to concentrate more on the ends. I think my hair might do with just a touch more of that. Oh, the smell is gorgeous. It smells like a nice holiday smell. Holiday smell? It's almost like a really nice suntan lotion smell. I do like my hair to smell nice, so I don't tend to put too much up here on the root, and I can always put a bit more in after the drying process. What I might do is put a bit of my oil through in between the drying process, and today I'm going to straighten my hair, so in between drying and straightening I might put some of my Moroccan oil in, depending on how effective this is. But it's dried off my hands totally, it's not sticky. So it smells lovely. Let's give that a go. The next thing is tools. Your hair is as good as the tools that you use on them, is another recommendation of mine. And I've got 2 hairbrushes at the moment. My very expensive one, which is by the Mason Pearson Company, London, England. These cost a fortune. I've had this for years. I will link the description to their website down below. And you know what? There's some very dark black hair in this. And clearly I haven't got dark hair. So little Grace has been using that. That's lovely. It's very, very soft. It stops the hair from being damaged. But when I first wash my hair, it does get a bit knotty. So I use a very standard, this is from Avon. This is the Avon, I think it's called the Advanced Techniques collection, but they have all sorts of hairbrushes with Avons, but I just have to be very careful with this so I don't damage my hair. So I just hold onto it carefully, and brush it through to get all the knots out. But I'm super careful with this because I don't want to damage my hair, and I do have at the moment a little bit of breakage going on, and I don't know why. I I don't know why that is actually. Maybe it's just that my hair texture might be changing. I'm not sure. And again, I've got a little bit of breakage here. So I'm having to disguise those bits at the moment, but they'll grow. So I don't know how I've done those, to be honest with you. So anyway, and then my parting tends to fall quite naturally here on the one side. So I just push my hair up like that and it will fall. And I'm probably due to have my roots done. I think I've got an appointment in about 2 weeks. So yeah, it will be ready for that at that point. And then when it comes to drying my hair, I do separate my hair, do it in sections because my hair is so thick. If I don't, it takes hours to dry. So I just split it here at the forehead and I take off the top layer, if you like, of hair, tie it up like that with a bit of a butterfly clip, and then I can concentrate on drying everything underneath first. That serum doesn't feel too greasy at all. That might not be strong enough for my hair, but we'll see. We'll give it a dry. Now, drying my hair. This is a purchase I made last year and it's probably the best purchase I've ever made. It is the Dyson hairdryer. I shall link the description for this below. I was introduced to this by my hairdresser who was using it in her salon, and it is possibly the best purchase I've ever made, and it dries your hair with a combination of hot and cold going on so that you don't damage the hair. So it feels very warm when you're drying your hair, but actually it's blowing hot and cold air at the same time, which stops it from getting damaged. It has 3 different heat settings as well, and it has a cold blast setting that I always use after I've finished drying my hair. Anyway, I should stop rabbiting on, dry my hair, and then take you to the next stage. Okay, so it's at this stage, once I've just finished drying, that you can see how coarse and thick my hair actually is before I style it. And that frizz magic hasn't really done anything. Could be that I could do with putting a bit more through it, but what I'm going to do is I'm not going to put anything on it now. I'm going to straighten my hair today. And then after I've straightened it, I'm going to put a bit of the Moroccan oil on. And then that will just take this. This is the bit where it's got breakage, and this is where it's gone really coarse. I think that might be hormonal, perhaps. I don't know, because underneath it's feeling quite soft. It's a mystery. So, right, I'm going to straighten my hair today. So I'm just going to find my parting again. There we go. Just need to be really careful with these bits. Let's go on to the nice hairbrush. But you can see my hair is quite thick and coarse, but as I say, nowhere near as thick as it was in my teens and in my 20s. It used to take hours to dry, hours and hours to dry. And I've got a bit of a knot there. Be careful with that. There we go. Right, so again, I separate my hair again. The top section away from the underneath section. Let's tie that up. I look a bit like a cross between Wurzel Gummidge and Tommy Cooper at the moment. And obviously with straighteners, you don't want to leave them in the hair. for too long. So I literally use my straighteners like a brush. I just brush every segment through, all the way around. So that's my finished straightening process, and then I just curl these little bits at the front just to give it a bit of definition. You can see that little bit of breakage there, but to be honest, the rest of it feels really smooth. So I think that Frizz Magic has done enough. It doesn't feel quite as soft as using the Moroccan oil, so but it is pretty good. So I'm going to use the tiniest amount of oil just through these drier sections here at the front. Just gently put it through there, so it gives it a bit of something, bit of moisture. Just that bit just feels very dry. I have to watch that. I don't quite know what's occurred with that bit, but there we go. And then just to finish, I use a little bit of hairspray. My favourite is Elnet, but I have found this remarkably similar looking one in Lidl, Cien, part of their Cien range, and it's just as good. And I don't use too much hairspray, but just enough to just keep it a little bit in place. And then I style that little bit there to disguise it a bit, try and blend it in. And then I finish with a shine spray. I love a shine spray. This is the Phil Smith Be Gorgeous shine spray, and it does what it says on the tin. It adds a bit of shine to the hair, but it helps to moisturise my hair a little bit as well. And that is all I do pretty much on a, well, not a day-to-day basis, but on the days that I wash my hair. That is what I do, and it's all I need really. But what I also do about once a month, one night before I go to bed, knowing that I'm going to wash my hair the next day, I smother my hair in coconut oil and I put it in a cap, really rather sexy, not, sleep in it overnight, and the next morning when you wake up to wash your hair is amazingly soft. So if I've got a special event to go to, or a party, or I've got time to do it, I do that about once a month. And then if I curl my hair, or if you see my hair curly in my videos, most of the time it's because I've been to the hairdressers, because my hairdresser Donna loves to curl my hair when I leave the hairdressers, and she does it so well. I can't compete. But I did invest in December, and I think I showed you this in, it might have been one of the Vlogmas videos. I think it might have actually been before Vlogmas. I think it was at the end of November when I was buying some Christmas presents off Amazon. And again, I'll link the description for this again. And I know some of you bought this after I mentioned it. I did treat myself to these really rather amazing hair curlers for people that aren't very good at curling their hair like me. And, well, they're amazing. Basically, all you do is take a little piece of hair and you insert it into here, press the button, and it automatically entwines the hair inside here. You hold it for a few seconds, take it down, and you've got this beautiful curl. So I have curled my hair a couple of times with that myself. They are really good, but I do have to have a bit of time to do that, because as I've got so much hair and I have to put very little amounts in at a time, it's quite a lengthy process. So again, if I was going out somewhere very special, or it was a party or a special do and I've got time to do it, that's how I'd curl my hair. But most of the time, it's just like this. I hope that helps. Because the metal's folded over, isn't it? Yeah. You've got a broken coat. Right, I'm editing that bit. I'm not going to tell you the word that Mother just used. Oh.
Sorry, I didn't realise you were on. I won't do that.
We're always on. Well, so much for the snow, Mother.
Yes.
There is no snow. Not here anyway.
We were looking forward to snowballs.
So were you looking forward to having a fight with me, were you?
Yes.
It's nice and bright, actually. In fact, it's a gorgeous day. A little bit nippy,
It's lovely.
but it's beautiful.
Absolutely. Mind you, every day we've been out in the last few weeks, it's been very, very nice.
We've been quite lucky
Yes.
on our shopping days
Yes. And it's
with the weather.
very beautiful today.
It is beautiful, isn't it? Doesn't it make you smile when the sun comes out?
Absolutely.
What you been up to?
Well, just doing a little bit of housework and tidying up.
I think it's great. You do that.
Yes. Oh, yes. I'm good at that. I'm good still.
Before you know it, it'll be time for your holiday.
Yes.
We're looking forward to that.
That will be good.
I hope we get some nice weather.
Yes. We will get nice weather.
And it's nearly Mother's Day as well.
Oh, yes. So that's tomorrow, is it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Couple of weeks. It's on a Sunday.
Yes.
And we might have to, I don't know, perhaps have some lunch out or something.
Yes, that'd be good. Mind
You're a
you,
mother and I'm a mother.
everybody's having lunch out. There's you
Well, yeah. It can be overpriced,
and busy.
very busy, and sometimes it's not that good quality because they're catering for so many people. It depends where you go, but
Yeah.
or we'll make you a nice meal anyway
That's it.
at home.
That'd be nice.
We'll do something.
Well, don't forget you're a mother too. So
I am
we
a
can
mother too.
celebrate together.
That's it. Then it will be Easter.
Yes.
We get some time off.
How much
Bank
day do
holiday.
you have off at Easter?
Good Friday will be off,
Yes.
and the Monday.
Yes.
I don't work on a Tuesday anyway, so
Yeah, well, my boss, you know, Jewish, he wouldn't open on a Friday.
no.
He was very respectful.
A lot of people still don't open on a Good Friday,
No.
but my firm has never been open on a Good Friday
Oh, right.
or Christmas Eve.
Oh, right.
They're very good like that,
Yes.
to be honest. Very good. Well, I did indeed have to eat my words because later in the week we did get the snow. Oh, actually it was quite picturesque and tranquil and lovely, but my poor little plants, they were just starting to bud, and I hope this doesn't kill them off. And we want to get out and about at the weekend, clearly. Oh dear. So let's switch to holiday mode instead. I made this purchase from Next this week, this summer dress. I got it in a size 12. It's a lovely cool linen material. It's a bit crumpled because I've only just got it out the bag, together with these sparkly sandals. Now the dress is £50 and available in petite, regular and tall. I got it in regular, but it's very long and I am 5'7". And the sandals are £22, and I will link the description for both down below. So here we are having our moment on the bed, and I'm quite shattered. It's quite late actually this evening, and it's very, very blustery outside now. We've got the winds picking up, we've got the rain, so hopefully you've all been okay in this week's really rather awful UK weather that we've been having, and you're not snowed in. You can get out and about now. Hopefully it was just very short-lived, fingers crossed. I'm trying on all those summer clothes and sandals this week. I really do want the spring and the summer to do a little bit of hurrying up now, to be honest. Anyway, the person that was significantly missing from this week's video was, of course, Paul. But Paul went away last weekend. He actually went on a stag weekend to Marbella, nonetheless, in Spain. I was very jealous. Very, very jealous, until he told me all about the shenanigans that went on, and then I really wasn't jealous at all. But I think he had a wonderful time. But it has meant I haven't seen him this week. No cooking. Feeling very missed out. Anyway, that shall all be changed next week. There's going to be lots of cooking to show you next week. And also I'm going to be doing an IKEA haul in next week's video, which I'm really looking forward to, because I haven't ever done an IKEA haul for you, but I'm going there in a couple of days' time. So hoping to find some lovely bits and pieces. I'm going with Paul as well. He needs bits and pieces for his new house. So hopefully we will have a fair bit to show you, and he's going to come and cook for me at the weekend, so there'll be lots to show you there as well. Now, the other thing that happened this week was actually really quite shocking for Mum and for me. It has been resolved before I tell you the tale, and all is well. But on Monday, when I came home from work, I went round to visit Mum, who told me that she'd had a visit from 2 people to come and check on the fire hazards and the safety within her home. And when I got home from work, she said to me, "Oh, you've just missed the nice people from the fire department." Confused I was. And I questioned her a little bit more about this, and she explained to me that 2 people had come to the house, invited themselves in, and wanted to do checks around her property for fire hazards and other things. And because she was in the elderly and vulnerable category and over the age of 85, they were doing this as a community awareness. She was left with a booklet, and she'd also signed a piece of paper that was a disclaimer. So as you can imagine, when I got round to Mum's house to find out about this unannounced visit, I was a little bit worried and a bit shocked, to say the least. Looking at the booklet and going on what was in front of me and the little that she could tell me, it did actually look pretty genuine. But the worst of it was, I couldn't understand why Mum had let these people into her house. Mum is normally very, very guarded, very, very private, and never lets anybody through the front door unless she knows them or it's someone that's coming that has an appointment, and generally I'm there. So this was completely out of character for Mum, and I couldn't get the information from her that I needed, because at this point she'd already forgotten a lot of what had occurred. She remembered that it was a man and a woman. So my instant questions to her were either of them out of the room while you were talking to the other? Did either of them wander around the house? What is it that they told you? What is going on? Who are these people? Etc, etc. And to try and cut a long story short, I ended up ringing 4 or 5 different phone numbers to try and get through to the people who I thought had attended at her property. And I couldn't get hold of anybody apart from someone in a different area who tried to reassure me that this is probably something genuine, and it did sound like something they would do, was as far as I got. I put in a complaint. I posted it on Facebook as well, which I know some of you have seen. And then I waited 4 days for a response. And I got one in the form of a telephone call, in which I was reassured that the people that attended were from Lichfield Fire Station. They were on a community awareness programme for the vulnerable and elderly in the area, and that everything was fine and it was perfectly safe. Did that answer my worries and my questions? No, it didn't. And the reason it didn't is because First of all, there is a big notice on the front of Mum's front door that says, no uninvited callers or visitors, unless by prior appointment. Secondly, I wanted to know what the approach was that allowed Mum and made her feel like she could let these people into her home. I was also told that they were with her for 55 minutes. And whilst I was reassured that it was a genuine visit, I had to explain in some depth why I thought this approach was inappropriate. And that is because if you're knocking on the doors of vulnerable and elderly people, you are dealing with vulnerable and elderly people. Surely that speaks for itself. There are so many scams going about now where people are pretending to be who they're not, getting themselves into the homes of our elderly and vulnerable people, stealing from them, attacking them on occasions. There's been reports of all sorts of things go on. I said, do you not realise that this is a very out-of-date approach? I said, and also, how do you know where my mother lives and the age that she's at? And the answer to that was, because we go through the electoral roll. I said, well, surely something like this should be by an appointment. I have no objection to you giving her fire and health safety hazard advice, but by appointment and with me present. She's also not going to retain the information that you give her. And if the people that are visiting elderly and vulnerable people have had enough safeguarding training, they will understand that if the person they're speaking to isn't going to take in the information and retain it, they've got a bit of a wasted journey, to say the least. So there was all sorts of issues involved with this visit that really didn't sit well with me. And then I thought, am I exaggerating? Am I going over the top with this? And I thought, no, this is a very out of date approach, procedure, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, to cut a long story short, Mum is fine. It was a genuine visit, but not done very well. And I have put in a formal complaint to Staffordshire Fire and Rescue, if you are watching. And I'm waiting for the process to go through, because surely you pick up the phone and make an appointment. Or if there's a great big sign on someone's door that says no cold callers, put the leaflet through the door. We'll still read it. So needless to say, that caused me a great deal of worry on Monday. And I was not happy with that at all. But she's fine. It's all worked out fine. And then Paul had a really good idea of installing a Ring doorbell for her, which can be linked to my iPhone so that I can see who's at Mum's door, or rings Mum's doorbell at any point. What a cracking idea. 10 out of 10 from Paul. So hopefully going to get that set up in the next few days as well. So it's been a very busy week and it's been mixed emotions. That was a bit worrying for me. And then I thought, oh no, have I failed looking after her on this occasion? And don't get me wrong, I was so shocked that Mum even invited these people in, but then I'm so worried that now she's seen someone official or looks official at the door, she thinks she can invite them in, and she could do that again, and it could be someone that's a scammer. And I've been very worried about trying to get through to her the importance of not answering the door to anyone when I'm not there, unless she's expecting, say, Grace, my daughter, or my brother-in-law Michael, or whoever that is part of the family or knows us. Just ignore it, ignore the door. And somehow she forgot that, and forgot herself really. And that's been worrying for me this week as well. But anyway, we shall just have to go with the fact that it was genuine and she is safe and it's all worked out okay. But there we go. So anyway, I'm going to wound up this vlog now because it's a really long one this week, isn't it? And I hope you've enjoyed it. And as I say, next week I will have a shopping haul from IKEA for you, and hopefully some nice yummy recipes as well. And let's see if we can get Paul actually into these videos soon, because I think he's a bit camera shy at the minute. But and we've labelled him the Invisible Chef, which I think he's quite enjoying at the moment, the mysteriousness of it. But hopefully he'll get a cameo part here at some point or another. I'm sure some of you would like to see him. Anyway, until next Sunday, I hope you have a great week. Stay safe, stay in the boat, and keep doing all things good. And I will be back next Sunday for more shenanigans, and I look forward to seeing you then. Until then, take care. Bye.